college students who rely on glasses or even contact lenses are well aware of the hassles involved with all of that. Laser corrective vision treatment has the potential to greatly improve visibility and even eyesight in the classroom, of course. And students are now able to utilize state-of-the-art technologies and benefit from the expertise of the Dishler Laser Institute that has performed more than, get this, 53,000 procedures. LASIK is one of the most popular elective surgeries, with more than 16 million procedures performed in the last 20 years right here in the United States. Denver LASIK expert Dr. John Dishler, right there, is here to explain the latest perceptions and things that you might want to know about LASIK. And he's joined by Rachel Palmer, who had LASIK only 21 days ago to correct her nearsightedness with also an astigmatism. So we're going to get to your story here in a minute. First, Dr. Dishler, top 3 reasons you would say why someone finally says, I've had it, I'm going to get LASIK.
Well, the number one reason that I hear is that their glasses or their contacts are kind of uncomfortable. And then we also hear people say that they're worried about emergencies, that should they lose their contacts, lose their glasses, they can't find their way to do whatever they want to do. And there's a whole bunch of other reasons. We're going to present some study results here in a little while that I think are very interesting.
Yes, and I would just say the hassle of them as well. I mean, you get tired of that. Look at Rachel. She is shaking her head, and she was agreeing with everything Dr. Dishler was saying. So what was your perception maybe before LASIK, thinking, I'm not sure about this?
Oh, no. No, I have been in contacts since 2nd grade. I was in that chair as soon as my optometrist would let me.
So you didn't have any hesitation about it, did you? Because you were ready
to get rid of them.
Yeah, and now you're so happy that you've done it, aren't you?
I love it, love it.
She was talking to you before, and I could tell.
She came in the day after she took the bar exam, the day after.
Really?
She had it done. She goes, well, I'm done. I can do this now. So.
Now, how long did it take, which I'm sure it's immediate, to see that you could see better and your overall, I mean, everything was gone, right? Astigmatism, you could see clearly.
Well, they tell you, the second you get off that table, you can read the clock. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I couldn't even tell you where the clock was without my glasses. And I got up and looked for that clock, and I could read it.
Really?
First time ever.
Now, is that typical, Dr. Dishler, that it's that quick?
Yeah, most everybody, right after we get done, and we, of course, caution people. We say, you'll be able to see the clock, you'll be able to see, but everything's still a little foggy, a little blurry for that first day. But usually by the next day, when people wake up the next morning, vision's very, very clear.
Now, how did you hear about Dr. Dishler?
My optometrist recommended him.
Okay, so that sold you then, and with all of his credits, and he has such a reputable staff.
Absolutely.
And he's so kind.
All you have to do is read his flyer, and then when you go in, his staff is best staff I've ever interacted with.
Doesn't it make such a difference?
It really does.
It's amazing. When you walk in, the friendliness and how warm and welcome they are, it really does change. It can affect your whole experience there.
Oh, it did. I went in 6 weeks before my procedure to get all that testing done. And when I went in surgery day, they not only remembered my name, they remembered my husband's name, where we went to school, how we met, I mean, where we were from, everything 6 weeks later.
And that's important
Absolutely.
to patients. Dr. Dishler, a recent survey was by the American Surgery Refractive Council, and they discovered some different things. Kind of discuss the points that were discovered.
Yeah, here's a sort of a quick flyer that we have, and people can get this, but I found this really interesting. I mean, I've been doing this a lot of years, and yet some of these things they found surprised even me. The first thing, 38% of eyeglass users concerned about finding their glasses in an emergency. That's not too, you'd think that'd be true, but over half the people were worried about getting eye infections with contacts. So that's really something that's on people's mind, and I didn't realize quite how much that was. The next thing was even more interesting to me. 85% say the reason that they sort of pulled the trigger and decided to have LASIK was because of a life-changing event, having a baby, getting married, graduating law school, something like that. And that just really seemed interesting. And they, of course, many people thought that not wearing glasses or contacts would improve their day-to-day life.
Isn't that something? Yeah, things that I wouldn't think about. But, Rachel, you were quite a bit of those. Newly married, career, change of lifestyle. I mean, all of those things. So that's important. Another part of this is patient satisfaction, correct?
Right.
That's huge.
It's huge to patients. I mean, satisfaction was their #1 thing. you know, and more than 80% of people that could have LASIK, this was interesting to me too, have been thinking about it, but only 2% have actually taken some action and been proactive and gone to seeing a doctor. But patient satisfaction, this was probably the most interesting thing, the amazing fact that came out of all of this was that everyone talks about satisfaction after LASIK, and you're hearing today that, you know, here's someone that's really happy and changed their life. But what we didn't know is that over time, people become even more satisfied with their decision that they did this. As the years go by, when they ask people that had it done 4, 5, 6, 7 years later, I guess maybe they've forgotten about, you know, spending the money and having it done. And when they look back on the experience, they're really very, very satisfied with their decision to have done it. So over time, people are, very few have buyer's remorse. Most gain and happiness that they made this change. And
you can attest to that as well. I think that you
absolutely.
were happy. You were ready to go anyway,
yes.
But probably as you continue with your life and you're doing your legal work and you're seeing things all different now. And it will keep getting better.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my husband and I went on a vacation a few days ago, and I didn't have to pack 2 pairs of glasses and all these extra contacts and cases, and it's freeing, really. It really is.
I can imagine. What are some recommendations from the FDA for patients that are considering the LASIK surgery? And that's something you want to hit on today.
Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, we're saying all the positive things, but we have to take into account that this is a surgery, and on balance, you need to compare different surgeons and their offices, look for experience, look for cost as not the most important thing. We know cost is very important, but the FDA says don't make your decision based on cost. Read all the information you can out there. There's a lot of information on the FDA website. There's a lot of things you can learn, you know, to get a balanced opinion on this. And probably the most important caution they have is to be wary of laser centers that make claims of guaranteed 20/20 vision or your money back and glib sorts of things, marketing ploys, you know, giving away television sets, things like that. This is a medical procedure. Take it seriously and make an informed consumer decision.
You know what's so great about you as well is that you always, you know, we know you from the show, you're not like, pick me, but you say, make an informed decision. Do your research. See the cost. See what's going to work for you. And I think that really gives a lot of credit to you because you want them to have that information. It's important.
Absolutely. We tell people, you know, go to a couple different places that there's a lot of choice in having this. First, you have to see, are you a good candidate, and find out then if you are and if you want to do this. Explore what your options are. We hope people consider us as one of their options, but we want people to ultimately be happy wherever they decide to have this done.
And with the last word, Rachel, I mean, really, you recommend this? What would you say to someone who's like, gosh, you know, I've been wanting to do this. I'm just a little bit leery.
There's nothing to be leery about, really. I mean, honestly, the worst part was getting up from one surgical table in those little booties and trying to walk to the other one.
That's the worst. I think you can handle that.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, I mean, it's changed your life. It really has.
For the better.
Good. Well, that's great. And I'm glad to see you wearing Broncos orange and blue today. I don't know if you meant to do that, but...
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, he did. I know. We're already saying that. Go Broncos and go Dishler. Dishler Laser Institute has built their strong reputation from exceptional patient care. You heard today. Dishler Laser Institute is offering an exclusive Colorado & Company special. When you schedule your surgery by September 30th, you're going to save $500. That's $500 off Dr. John Dishler's lowest guaranteed price for custom all-laser LASIK when you schedule your surgery to be performed on a Tuesday. So make sure to ask about that. Now, your consultation, that's free, and they offer easy 24-month, no-interest financing. So that's another good thing here. Some restrictions do apply, so ask about that. That's including credit approval. Here's the number, 303-793-3000 for all the details. Also, do your own research. Visit Dishler.com. The Dishler Laser Institute paid for this segment.